Hey there, it's the One Boom, and welcome to a video about Black Ops 3. 3 months ago I did a video talking about how I loved Black Ops 3, but that love could change if certain things were implemented or certain wrong choices were made on Treyarch's end. So here I am, 3 months later, and I'm here to tell you guys what has changed since November 20th. Enjoy the video. First off, the gameplay you're seeing here is a really hard-fought match against a really good team in Ground War. I struggle a lot through it, but I come out with a pretty decent score, enough to be proud of considering the circumstances, so I am personally happy with the gameplay. Although there's not going to be a lot of text or images on the screen, so you can just listen to my voice and the gameplay can just kind of fade into the background anyway. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is supply drops. What has gone on with supply drops since the game launched? Well, they implemented a ton of melee weapons into the game, which are pretty much just, I guess, different versions of the main knife. It's just different knives. Basically, it takes the main melee weapon, which is the knife, and it just changes it. It just looks different. It looks and sounds different. And yes, some are cooler and some are not as cool, but they're just basically knife variants, and those have been implemented into supply drops. I've received the crowbar since they have come out, and it's okay, whatever. That's stuff that can fade into the background of my mind. Not really a necessity to have an extra melee weapon, seeing how they all do the same thing. The little bit of frustration I have with supply drops right now is that they implemented primary weapons and a primary weapon and two secondary weapons. Now this basically spells out that they're willing to pour weapons into supply drops, similar to how Advanced Warfare did it. Although Advanced Warfare had some secret algorithm for supply drops that made no sense, and nobody knows to this day, but oh well, you maybe got something if you played long enough. I fake vomit too much in my videos, maybe that gag needs to take a rest. Anyway, it is not bad in Black Ops 3. I don't think supply drops are bad. I don't think they're difficult. I don't think they're frustrating. I do think they're a little bit tedious. The only reason I'm not a fan of primary weapons being in supply drops, even though I do think people obsess about supply drops way too much, and they focus all of their energy on them, and they don't just let them fade into the background as I think they should. But my problem is I'd love to grind for supply drops and crypto keys, but it takes too damn long. And when I really want something that will add variety into my gameplay, like the crossbow, the MX Grand, and the Marshall 18 shotgun pistol, those are great weapons. Not because they're, actually good, but they're interesting. You can't reload the MX Grand until you fire all the shots. You can, a crossbow's a crossbow. It's crazy. You can fire a volley of 3 shots, has a bayonet on it. That stuff's kind of cool. And then you have a double barrel shotgun pistol. Very interesting, very cool, and I'd love to be able to use it. And I'd love to grind for it, but it takes approximately 25 matches for me to get to enough crypto keys to actually get to standard supply drops. And that's TWO. Get actually 2 supply drops. 2 standards. 25 matches. I'm not exactly the busiest person, but I do have a little bit of a life outside of video games, and I can't afford to grind 20 to 30 matches a day just to get enough to scrape enough crypto keys together to get some supply drops. Ugh. So my problem is how slowly you earn them. Now, when I started playing first-person shooters a while back, they were free online FPS games, and they constantly gave me incentives to play. They had in-game currency, in-game random drops, in-game weekly drops, weekly challenges, and every day you played, there was something new to go for, more money to get, more XP to get. The more you ranked up, the more money you got, and when the more money you got, you could buy different types of ACOG sights, suppressors, reticules, camos, and even there was maps that you had to unlock through rank. And they were difficult, less well put together maps, but they were way more interesting, and you got to unlock them by ranking up. Talk about incentive. But with the crypto key thing and supply drops, I'm not really a huge fan of having to maybe this sounds a little bit picky, but play too much. Play way too much for just the chance of getting weapons. So I think they should bump up crypto keys, especially for people that are max prestige. And here comes my big point, then my big opinion that's changed since the game came out 3 months ago, and that is, I personally don't have a lot of incentive to play. I'm not one of those people that likes to grind for dark matter camos or hero gear. I go for diamond, and I go for gold, and I go for hero gear, and that stuff's cool, but it's not the reason I play. I don't go, oh, I need to get some more headshots with that locust real quick, real fucking quick. That's not where my motivation comes from when I want to play a video game. It's not just to unlock one camo or one set of gear. You know, I need more stuff. And maybe that sounds a little picky, but I don't feel entitled to items. I just feel entitled to a progression system that, you know, makes me excited to play every day. So if you've already hit max prestige and you're on that 1,000 level grind, then you probably know what I'm talking about. You're probably starting to feel a little bit fatigued. Unless you're one of those people that loves to grind for camos and hero gear. In that case, more power to you. More motivation for you to play. But for me, I kind of need the entire game to encompass a progression system that entices me when I sleep. It sounds creepy, but there were certain games that I played as a kid that I'd get off the computer, go to bed, and I'd just be thinking, oh, if I could have played 2 more matches, I'd have enough money to get that suppressor, but then I wouldn't have been able to get that new extended mag, and then I can't get that character gear, and then I'm like, well, I guess I'll just have to play more then, just get a ton of cash. Sweet. Anyway, that is where my own personal bias comes in, but let me know in the comment section below what you think about that. And right now I want to talk about weapon balance. Now, weapon balance has been pretty good in Black Ops 3 so far. Nobody really has the best gun. There aren't a ton of overpowered, versatile weapons yet. There isn't like the set, versatile, overpowered weapon that you can use in any engagement. I'd say the KN-44 and the HVK are the closest thing to it, but at the same time, I don't think that they're the best. I don't think that they outperform everything at every range, so they're not really in the way of OP. Because that is what makes a gun OP, is when it exceeds in too many situations. It exceeds at too many ranges and too many styles of gunfight. So, my personal opinion, the guns are fine because there's nothing that really exceeds in every situation no matter what. Maybe you have a different opinion, and you can also leave that in the comment section below as well. But there are weapons that are annoying, and maybe you come across these. Maybe the Vesper, all of the shotguns, weapons that get in your face and just immediately melt you. Black Ops 3 is not a long-range game. What I noticed about the map design is that it's not exactly long lanes and short lanes. It is just, each lane is kind of like, how do I say this? Each lane is divided. Each lane has a segment that goes to a huge piece of cover that's blocking your vision, or tons of greebling and stuff around that's blocking your vision, and then behind that is the rest of the lane. Think about Infected, for instance. The side of the map with the huge rock that you can get on top of. Think about that. That'd be a huge line of sight. But that big rock's in the middle, so you have to get up on that rock to see the other side of the lane, forcing you into a mid-range gunfight instead of a long-range one. And unless your battles are taking place across the windows on Fringe, or in mid-range combat, you're face-to-face with somebody in close-quarters combat, making guns like the Vesper and the shotguns just a pain in the ass. Just, oh my god, annoying. My rage from Black Ops 3 has come from going into a building and getting immediately melted. Not even shot, just deleted off the map by a Vesper or a Brecci. And yes, in a first-person shooter, shotguns should be very, very powerful. Very good. You know that, that's good. But if the maps are designed with all these close-quarter combat areas, with small rooms and tight corridors, shotguns become a little bit more than a frustration. But also at mid to long range, you have the Shiva, M8, and XR2, which do a very good job of instantly melting you. The XR2 and M8 to a lesser degree, because I think it takes a little bit more skill and a tiny bit of luck to get a one-burst kill with those weapons. But with the Shiva, I mean, it's just pop, pop, and you're off the map. And that is frustrating to me. It's not very fast, but it's fast enough for you not to be able to react to sometimes, unless, of course, the person shooting has no idea what they're doing. So my feelings for Black Ops 3? It's still a solid game. It's still extremely fun to play, and I do enjoy the game, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it a lot this weekend. But I have to be honest, there isn't a ton of incentive to play in terms of the progression system. I don't think crypto keys are easy enough to earn, and combat variety is immediately limited by the way the maps are designed. And this also goes for the new DLC maps, which are incredibly dull, but they play okay. And that's what all the maps in the entire game do, is play okay, and the way the map plays dictates how your play session goes. That's just how it is. I'll see you when I see you guys, and yeah, goodbye! Have any thoughts about Black Ops 3? Leave them down in the comment section below. Are you enjoying it? Are you loving it? What console and what platform are you playing it on? What are your grievances with it? Is there anything I missed? Is there anything you think I should have talked about but didn't? Let me know down in the comment section below. And on Monday, by request by a subscriber that was very persistent with it, but not rude, I will be doing a video on Monday about your thought process when playing Call of Duty and how to make smart and educated decisions. So, person that's been requesting that, if you stay till this part of the video, that's coming out for you on Monday. So you enjoy that. I'll see you when I see you, and yeah.